In the beginning of 2011, two pastors from Orange County, Rich Mathisrud and Ken Eastburn, having a burden for lost people, began meeting to discuss something that God had placed on their hearts. They felt God was calling them to do more within their churches and communities, but they saw some common problems in local churches in their area. They realized that there's been a decline in church attendance over the last few years, and those that did attend church showed a lack of interest in reaching the lost or loving their neighbors. And traditional funding for church planting as we know it is all but going away. Together they have come up with what they believe to be a God-sized plan for reaching the lost in a big way. Plant 100 churches in 100 days. This plan includes a 3-part strategy to train 100 missionaries that will in turn start 100 new churches in 2012. These churches can be started anywhere, in homes, clubhouses, schools, or wherever. Where the church goes from there is up to the leading of the Holy Spirit and local leadership, but the goal is to love our neighbors and ultimately introduce them to the hope of salvation that is only found in Jesus. Step 1 of the 3-part strategy, reaching our neighbors, literally. We start with a program called Canning Hunger with Neighborhood Connections. This addresses a basic human need that the church should already be involved in. Hunger. Canning hunger is a simple and proven concept for connecting with neighbors. So how do we solve the 80-20 rule in churches where 20% of the people do all of the work and 80% are basically passive consumers? One way to do this is through canning hunger. It's designed to turn this rule on its head and promote neighborhood involvement. In our experience, 80% of all neighborhoods will gladly give cans of food to those less fortunate, where only 20% decline. After connecting with neighbors in this way, a barbecue or event to thank those who have contributed is a natural follow-up. Step 2. Personal evangelism. Missionary church starters will use Living Water's system called the Way of the Master. The Way of the Master is a course especially designed to train individuals on how to share their faith. The goal is to train all missionary church starters to reach their neighborhoods and communities with a strong, biblically based strategy. Step 3. Provide food for starving people in third world countries. What better way to feed spiritual hunger than to address physical hunger? This is done through a system called Network Goodness. Each missionary church starter will contribute to this work. This will help new churches to look beyond their neighborhoods to a world that desperately needs Jesus. This part of the plan will help us fulfill the Great Commission. And in addition to providing food for starving children around the world, Network Goodness will also be a potential funding source for reproducing and starting more churches in the future. Over the next few months, we will be recruiting men and women to be missionary church starters. On January 1st, 2012, we begin to train those 100 people. These individuals do not need to have any formal seminary training, and they will not be expected to leave their local church fellowship. In fact, they will be encouraged to seek the blessing and support of their church body. The 100 churches in 100 days will start with a kickoff event on New Year's Eve 2011. This army of 100 church leaders will be coached and tracked via internet training sessions, conference calls, webinars, and live events. On Easter Sunday 2012, we will officially commission our missionary church starters. These missionaries will have connected with their neighbors, building relationships to start new churches. During that time, we will be coaching and encouraging our missionaries as they begin to share their faith. After churches are started, we will continue to provide support through coaching and training events, and we will include opportunities for annual mission trips. The 100 Churches in 100 Days strategy will be executed through the North American Mission Board and state and local Southern Baptist leaders. We are so excited to see how God can use this plan for His glory to increase His kingdom. For more information, please visit us at 100churchesin100days.com.